Has One For All's secret been revealed to the world? Will the top 3 heroes be enough? Or is it time to call in some new muscle? And what the hell is happening with Deku? Let's find all of this out and more in the newest chapter of My Hero Academia. So My Hero Academia chapter 303 is finally out, and with it comes new revelations, team-ups, and an adorable Hawks. How can he be so cool and yet so innocent? It's not fair! In this chapter, we see Hawks and Best Jeanist discussing the future with Endeavor. We also get an interesting development in Hero Society with the Public Hero Safety Commission's solution to the current lack of heroes. And of course, we finally get a bit more insight into not only the fate of Deku, but also the fate of One For All. But before I begin talking about this chapter, I'm first going to go into a quick summary of what happened last time. In the last chapter, we got to witness part 2 of Keeping Up with the Todorokis, aka the fall of Toya Todoroki. We learn that Toya's desperate attack against Baby Shoto in chapter 301 was quickly put to rest by everyone's favorite dad, Endeavor.
You are my dad. You're my dad. Wookie, wookie, wookie.
Of course, there was some tension after this incident, with Endeavor deciding that Shoto should not be allowed to interact with any of his siblings because of it. However, as time passed, things started to go back to normal, or at least as normal as they could be in the Todoroki household. Cut to 5 years later, where we see Toya living out an essentially normal childhood alongside his siblings Fuyumi and Natsu. But we quickly learn that it's not all sunshine and rainbows, as Toya's obsession with gaining his father's attention has pushed him to the verge of insanity. He rants nightly to Natsu about his father's choices, and he resents his mother for bringing him into the world for a purpose he can't accomplish. Toya secretly trains in the mountains in the hopes of becoming strong enough to earn his father's love and attention. Upon the realization that the power of his quirk is directly connected to his emotions, he begs Endeavor to come to the mountain so he can prove that he is not a mistake. Endeavor, being like the coolest guy ever, takes out his anger on his wife and mentally scars all of his children. Classic guy, still love him, my god, he's pure evil. Ultimately, Endeavor and Rei each decide to not go meet their son at the mountain. Realizing his father isn't going to show up, Toya becomes overwhelmed with emotion and his quirk bursts out into a blazing inferno, destroying his body. It then cuts back to the present, where each member of the Todoroki family admits that they all feel guilty about what happened with Toya and the family, and that no one person is entirely responsible. Then, the chapter ends with Todoroki coming forward and telling Endeavor that they need to go stop Toya together, all while Hawks and Best Jeanist have been eavesdropping from outside the room. And this is where chapter 303 picks up. This chapter opens up with Hawks and Best Jeanist entering Endeavor's hospital room directly after the events of the last chapter. They come into the room and politely announce that they are here looking for more information on Dabi. But before they can even finish, the absolute saint that is Rei Todoroki bows down and apologizes to Hawks for the actions of her son. My god, Endeavor did not deserve this woman. And then we get this adorable shot of Hawks as he's like, no, I didn't even think about it at all. There's no need to apologize. Now this is the wholesome content we need after those last 2 chapters. Also, as Best Jeanist picks up Rei, he says that they are only here for information on Dabi and that their eavesdropping was like illegal denim. And Rei rightfully thinks, what the hell is illegal denim? I gots to know. This man is so full of mystery and denim that I would kill just to know what is going on inside that beautifully combed head of his. But as Hawks and Best Jeanist continue, they explain that they are here to get as much information on Dabi as possible, and that they want to hear the full story of his origin from Endeavor, including how he survived and how he became Dabi. Now this could mean that they just want his side of the story so they can try and piece it all together, or it could be alluding to the fact that Endeavor actually knows more than he is currently letting on to his family. Could it be possible that Endeavor went to the site of the incident and found more than just Toya's jawbone? Let me know what you think in the comments below. After this, Hawks makes a remark about how he never thought his obsession with Endeavor in his youth would end up with him in a situation like this. And he also poses the question of how Shoto got the scar on his face, assuming that it was because of Endeavor. But Rei quickly steps in and admits that she was the cause. Now this leads to an interesting moment where Hawks compares himself to Shoto. He thinks about how they actually aren't too different in their upbringings. Both of them had an abusive father, and they both had mothers who were driven to insanity because of their father's actions. Yet, Shoto was able to forgive his parents and call them his family again, while Hawks abandoned his parents and moved on. Hawks himself views his abandonment as giving up, and thus gains a new respect for Shoto, calling him super cool. Which, come on, from Hawks is like a top tier compliment. Now this comparison of Hawks and Shoto is quite interesting. I never really looked into these two characters as parallels, but as it's pointed out here, they are actually really similar. They both had troubled childhoods led by abusive parents, they both had Endeavor as a key figure in their life, and they were both trained in the hopes of making the perfect hero. But hilariously, one is a social butterfly and the other has the social skills of a potato. But anyway, after this, Hawks continues and essentially explains what we have learned about the hero society and the hero world over the last couple of chapters. 6 prisons, including Tartarus, have been liberated. Multiple members of the Public Hero Safety Commission have either been killed or severely injured. Countless heroes have resigned, and the number of villain attacks are rising, and the general public has resorted to vigilantism. And it's here where Hawks makes a big reveal stating that as a result of all this carnage, the government has resorted to requesting help from heroes from other countries. Now he does say that because the Safety Commission is currently down, the process is a mess, but this could mean big things for the future of My Hero. If foreign heroes are introduced, this would result in a whole plethora of possibilities for story dynamics and character interactions and growth. With new heroes coming in, maybe Endeavor will no longer be the number one, and he and the rest of the Japanese heroes will have to fight their way back into the public eye, proving that they have changed and are better. New teachers could be introduced into UA, giving Class 1A new insights into the world of heroes and potentially a new look into what it really means to be a hero. And who knows, maybe these heroes aren't at all what we are used to and are more focused on fame than actually performing their heroic duties, leading to more conflicts. Could this be the grand introduction of Captain Celebrity into the main series? Who knows? I really hope this isn't just a throwaway line from Hawks and that they actually introduce a bunch of wacky and eccentric heroes from all over the globe. It has the potential to lead to some great moments and some great storytelling. But anyway, as Hawks says all of this, he tells Endeavor that he has no other choice but to continue fighting. But he won't be doing it alone. And it's here where Hawks announces that from this moment forward, the top 3 heroes will be working together to take down Dabi. Now it's important to note here that internally Hawks recognizes that everything Dabi said about Endeavor was correct. However, he sees that Endeavor is a changed man, just trying to do what's right. And that's the exact type of person Hawks wants to support. Hawks then goes on to say that with the support of his family and now the number 2 and 3 hero, it should take some of the weight of responsibility off of Endeavor's shoulders. But Natsu chimes in and says only until after he stops Toya, showing he fully hasn't forgiven his father. Now I gotta say, the team up of Endeavor, Hawks and Best Jeanist is hilarious to me and I absolutely love it. You got Hawks, the young, smooth talking swift boy who might not be the most powerful but makes up for it with his speed and quick wits. You got Endeavor, the older, hot-tempered powerhouse who can take a hit and give one right back. And then you got Pant-Man, aka Best Jeanist, the man with the strange arbitrary quirk and questionable mentality, but god damn it does he get the job done. It's such a wacky combination of personalities and characters that I'm praying we get to see more of it. Hawks then goes on to say that Endeavor can't dodge Dabi's accusations and will eventually have to talk to the public. Now Hawks, being the smooth talker he is, has already come up with some potential responses Endeavor could use to answer some of the public's toughest questions. However, there is one thing he is unsure of. What is One For All? It's revealed that the media have found out that during Endeavor's fight with Shigaraki, he muttered something about a thing called One For All, and the public want to know what he means. Hawks tells Endeavor that they need to know what it could be. Endeavor, putting 2 and 2 together, makes the connection that Shigaraki's ramblings about obtaining One For All and his pursuit of Deku must be connected, and he simply tells Hawks and Jeanist, Deku. Sweet mother of God, the world is already in total chaos. Can you imagine what will happen if the truth behind One for All got out? God damn. The story then cuts to outside Midoriya's hospital room, where Bakugo is screaming that Deku is a dumbass, as he's being carried away by Froppy, Sato, and Mineta. Ida and Uraraka, who are now there, mention that they were afraid Bakugo might have been mortally wounded, but now they realize he's the same lovable jackass he always was. There is also a woman who at first I thought was Inko, Midoriya's mother, but it is too small of a drawing to really tell. It could just be a worker in the hospital. What do you think? As Bakugo is being carried away, Jiro arrives and tells Ida that both Tokoyami and Kaminari have been discharged, and she asks, how is Midoriya doing? To which Uraraka replies, from what I've heard, I'm anxious. Hawks and Best Jeanist also arrive outside the hospital room, and as they pass Bakugo being carried away, Bakugo and Best Jeanist have this brilliant interaction. God damn it, I love these stupid moments. Upon arriving to the room, Hawks requests to speak with Midoriya. However, Ida informs Hawks that All Might is currently in there, and he wants to be left alone at the moment. Hearing it's All Might in the room, Hawks seems surprised and more suspicious. And finally, the chapter comes to an end with All Might leaning over Midoriya's hospital bed saying, I feel it within young Midoriya and within One for All. Right now, he is talking to the previous One for All users. Called it! And thus the chapter comes to a close. Now, if we have anything to go off, I have no doubt that Midoriya is currently talking with the 4th user of One for All. As I've previously said, every time Midoriya unlocks a new quirk from One for All, shortly after, he ends up meeting its original user. It happened with the 5th user when he gained Black Whip. And it even happened with Nana Shimura when he unlocked Float, although unfortunately for her, he was being invaded by Shigaraki. So this means that in the next chapter, we might just uncover the big secret about who the 4th user is, and also why All Might was afraid to tell Midoriya about him. As in regards to whether or not the public will know about One for All, I don't think they will. Considering the way the world currently is, it would be too dangerous to let this information out. However, it could be revealed to Hawks, Jeanist, and Endeavor, whose reactions to this information would be really interesting. But let me know what you think of this chapter. If you liked this video, don't forget to leave a like and comment what you think is going to happen next. For more My Hero content, subscribe to the Lunchtime crew. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Plus Ultra!